Elizabeth Hollister was born in Rochester, New York in 1887. Her parents were George and Emily. She had a twin sister, Harriet, and one younger sister, Isabel. Education was very important to her family. Her father was a trustee for the University of Rochester for over 40 years. Her mother, along with close family friend Susan B. Anthony, worked to have women be allowed to attend the university. In 1916, Elizabeth married Elliot Frost, a professor of psychology. The following year, their only child was born, and they named him Granger Hollister Frost. Tragically, Elizabeth and Elliot only shared a decade together, as he died of blood poisoning in 1926. Heartbroken, Elizabeth turned to writing in order to cope with her grief. Here's a few lines from a newspaper column in which Elizabeth talked about her lost love.
In 1915, I became engaged, a few days after our first meeting, to Elliot Frost. We chanced on each other unexpectedly, recognized what we were to each other instantly, and were never separated except by war and death.
Elizabeth had 3 novels published, but she's more known for her beautiful poetry, which was published in many notable magazines. She dedicated all her works to Elliot. She married Walter Blair, an architect, in 1932. Walter died in 1953, and Elizabeth in 1958.
Had you been old, I might be reconciled to see you gathered to the silent wild. Were your days darkened, weary, shattered, told? Had life with disillusion been defiled, and grief poured on your head its molten gold? Had you been old? But you were young, your faith a fire unshaken, your hair bright tossed with wind, your breath swift taken with dear delight of earth, with arms outflung to joy. Just then to be forsaken of breath, to leave the melody unsung when you were young.